Real Hustle podcast, hosted by Chris Kiblin. Real hustle, real people, real results.
What's up, Heather? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Thanks for reaching out and asking me to come.
So, you know, actually, when you were coming in, we were kind of talking a little bit about this, and I was like, all of a sudden, I see this girl, Heather. She keeps showing up in my Facebook feed, and I'm like, what's going on? I was like, every time I see you, it's like, all right, you're doing a different production. So, all right, I know you're an actor, you do stunts, you're a producer, you kind of do it all. And so kind of tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I do acting. I did modeling a little bit here and there, but kind of older now.
I did just see that, by the way, because you just, did a thing with, was that Maximum? Or who was that with?
Oh, yeah, I was a contestant for that.
Gotcha.
I took second place.
Good,
so
yeah. So
cool.
you got, and I think you got in there pretty far, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that was awesome.
Thank you. It was an adventure. This whole year has been nothing but new adventures. But so, actually, I also just added director to my IMDb.
Wow.
I do FX makeup, I do wardrobe, stunts, producer. I don't know.
You kind of do it all in the film world, right?
I guess so.
So my question is, what did you do before this, and what got you into this?
Okay, so it's an odd story.
Okay.
Basically, I did modeling from 12 until 26.
Okay.
I retired it. Been a single mom for the last 7 years, so just doing, like Uber driving, stuff like that, waitressing. And last summer, I needed extra income because when school ended, after COVID and everything, school ended, there was finances. And it's hard to have, babysitters and all that stuff.
Right.
So I was like, okay. Someone asked me to do some modeling, and I was like, I'm old now. But so
You're not old, trust me.
I feel like it. But I agreed to just for the summer.
Okay.
And did some stuff, some jobs. It was paying the bills and whatnot. And then someone was like, "Oh, do you want to come on background to be on an HBO Max series?" And I'm like, I don't have to do any lines or anything, right? I'm just in the crowd. I'm a nobody. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I did that. After I did that, then other people started reaching out to me, and then I guess I got what you would call like the acting bug, because at that point, I liked it. It was fun to, get to do that. So then I was like, okay, maybe I'll do a little bit more. I liked doing the background, being the nobody.
Right.
Not that they're nobodies. Everybody plays a really important, part on making a full film. Background, all of that, everybody's important. But I liked blending in.
Okay.
But it just kept going until now.
I know you kind of exploded here all of a sudden, and so I see it you got a lot of different stuff coming up. You've been doing a lot of different things. So did the acting come first, and then did you decide? Because I know you even write some stuff, right?
I do. I do write.
Do you write most of your stuff, or
only recently?
Recently,
yeah. I've written. I just finished. I got accepted into the OIF Jolt Challenge.
What's that?
It's a big film competition festival type thing in Orlando. My script got accepted. I wrote it and submitted, and I just filmed it 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So that was my first actual. I produced it. I wrote it. I was in it. That was fun.
That's pretty cool. What was that? So what was that movie about?
Oh, it's called Intruder Alert.
Okay. Yeah, I remember seeing a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of. You want to give us a little snip about it?
I'm trying to think of how I can do it without giving anything away. Okay, so basically it's a woman and her friend, and they used to have sleepover parties, in college and whatnot. Her friend's getting divorced, so she's having a rough time. So her friend's like, okay, we're going to have a slumber party. And so she brings over wine and whatever, and they're going to just reminisce their college years and get her through this divorce. Well, her husband hires a couple people, to come and be rid of her for her life insurance.
Okay.
And things happen. So that's about as far as I can go with it.
Right.
With it.
So when is that one going to come out?
That's going to be at the OIF Challenge. I don't know. They were talking about November or September. They don't know when that's there's going to be a big red carpet thing. We all go. We all get to watch all of it. Some people can get awards.
Wow.
You win if you did well. There's different categories like best director, best writer, best, supporting, best lead. It's a fun thing, but once that's done, then I can release it.
Right. Yeah, because it's like that's kind of cool because I'm working with another guy, Barry, and he's doing a thing called Gamescon, and it's a film festival, but he's doing it out in Vegas. He's here. He lives in Parrish. He's a director. He just had a movie that he just released not too long ago, and we went and he did the red carpet and all that. And it was pretty awesome because I had him on my podcast, and so we went to that, and it's kind of funny. The film world, especially around here, it's like I didn't realize how many people were in the film around here.
Me either.
And I was like, wow, there's a lot more people than I thought.
Yes.
And so, Tampa's a good place to have it, Orlando, but even around Sarasota and where we live, there's people in it. And it seems like it's growing a lot around here.
It has grown a lot, which is good. It's very good for the, Florida film, indie, at least part. But yeah, it's growing, which is always good for people in this industry and people like me.
So what was your first film that you did?
It was the TV series.
The TV series?
The HBO Max. It's called Rap. It's a bad word.
What is it? That's fine. We can cuss.
Okay, it's called. They spell it. It's rap. It's called Rap Shit.
Okay.
It's on HBO Max. It was just released. Just had a little background role. It was a little nothing.
Got to start somewhere, right?
Yes.
I mean, so all right. So then you did that. So it was called Rap Shit. Interesting.
Yeah.
What was that about?
It is about. I think it's 3 or 4. Excuse me. Aspiring women in Miami that are kind of going against the men type of situation and trying to get their whole industry type thing going, something like that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So then you did that, and then what was your next?
115 Grains, which was filmed in the Tampa area, and it was actually very popular when it was being filmed. People were, it's about police suicide situations, stuff like that, and it's based on true events.
Oh, wow.
I was 2 background scenes for that one, made some friends, and started to meet a whole bunch of new people, which led me into roles where now I do leads and whatnot. So that's that one. The premiere is coming out the end of next month, I believe, so I get to see that because I haven't got to see anything I'm in.
So where was your first reel then? What was your first kind of break where you were where you did the acting or you had some lines and stuff like that? What was your first one?
Okay, which one were the first lines? Jeez. I'm not trying to sound silly or anything. It's just I have 50 IMDb credits right now, so I'm trying to remember which one was what. I think the first one was, oh Lord, I don't even remember at this point. That's bad. Oh, it may have been Harlow's Haunt.
Okay.
I played Karina. She's the 1800s witch. Oh. So that was an interesting character with John Dugan from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh,
He's
wow.
in it.
Okay.
So
was that around here or was that?
That was in Lakeland.
Lakeland?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying is I don't think many people realize how much there is around here.
There's
up in Lakeland, Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville.
And I was in The Hanging of William Cain, which is one I don't know, the first set of awards that came out, it was 14 awards, and then there was 7 awards and this and that. They just keep winning awards on that one, and I was just background in that, and that's by actually my manager and my business partner with Domain Pictures. Now he's my business partner.
Okay.
He was the director on that, so he won multiple awards, and I was background on there. That's how we met, and that's once I got him, involved in my life and whatnot, and he asked to be my manager, then things started picking up a lot more, and I just, started getting more leads and.
Because you got something going on tonight, right? So
yes.
So you got another. Is that a radio one? So you have a radio interview and then.
I have a podcast interview at 4:30.
At 4:30, and then you're filming tonight.
Then I'm filming it. Call time is 6. We start at 7. I'm filming Clearwater for that, and I can't really talk much about that one right now. And then after I leave there, I have to go to Orlando area and check into a hotel because I'm filming the Kahana film, which is about a stunt. It's basically a documentary about a stunt actor, a famous stunt actor.
Okay.
And I'm filming 4 days on that, so I'll be up there for 4 days.
So now, did you write that one or just
No.
somebody
I
else
was,
wrote it?
yeah, I was cast for that one.
Okay, got you. So I know you got a lot. So what's been kind of your favorite thing so far? What have you enjoyed, or what movie have you been that you've like?
They all have such good memories in one way or another. Like either somebody I met or just, there's so many fun and funny experiences on set that you wouldn't think, just watching a movie, you're like, oh, that's awesome. That's cool. That's, badass. But then when you're actually there behind the scenes and you're talking with people and you're seeing the bloopers, it's a whole new experience. And, like the green screen, or I just had to write on a man that was in a green outfit. I had to sit on him as he was moving, so it looked like I was doing something. That was an experience.
You learn. It's kind of funny because there's different things, and like just because some of the people I've talked to, because I've had directors on, I've had actors on, and I've had some other people on, and then the experiences that they tell me, it's definitely different. And it's definitely how you create things is different out there, and it's actually pretty fun. It's pretty exciting to watch.
It is,
and
yeah.
it's a neat way that to bring what you do bring to television or bring to a movie. Even if it's a short, because I know those are pretty big as well.
They're very popular in Florida.
Yeah.
Shorts.
So I know a lot of people do a lot of shorts as well. So you actually brought some videos with us. The first one you did first one you sent me was a music video.
It is the trailer for it.
It's the trailer for it.
Yes, he's releasing it. I think October. I can't, don't quote me on that. But
okay. You want to bring that one up?
Oh, Lord. Watching myself on screen.
So if everybody who is listening, make sure you check us out on video. So we're on YouTube, Spotify, so you can actually watch our videos. So you can watch some of these videos coming on. This is something new that we're doing.
I'm right here.
So tell us a little bit about that.
It's so weird seeing yourself. You're just quietly sitting here like, yeah, that's my face on a big screen. Okay. That was so much fun. Oh my goodness. The people on that project were amazing.
So which one was this called? What was this movie called?
Martha's Ghost.
Martha's Ghost?
Yes.
Okay.
Johnny Dove is the artist. He is an amazing singer. The song is great. It's really good. He hired me to play Martha.
Okay, gotcha.
And that was kind of my first, how do I word it? Producing experience, okay. Because when I showed up on set, he showed up. He's a music artist. He's not an actor. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was new, and I'm like, well, I'll try to help you best I can. And then the makeup artist was there, and then the cinema photographer. So we all were just kind of throwing ideas out there. He had a plan on how the video was going to go, but it wasn't set in stone, and some of it wasn't. He started changing his mind.
Okay.
So all four of us just started throwing out ideas, and we kind of made this together. So that was really fun. That was my first time being a part of something like that, where I actually had a say, and I wasn't just the quiet person in the corner.
Right.
So we all made that video with ideas and whatnot, and so we bonded. Those people are amazing. It was just a really fun experience.
What was the time frame to record something like that?
I want to say I think that video is 3 minutes and 29 seconds long, and I think that took 11 and a half hours.
Wow, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
11 and a half hours to record 3 minutes worth of work.
Which is normal to me now, but
right.
It was different then.
Is that pretty common? Is that when you go out to so if you're recording or you're doing a taping, what's the average length that you're there? Is it 10, 12-hour days? Basically,
whatever call time they give you, add 4 hours to that.
Okay, so.
And then think that there could be more.
Oh, wow. So you could be sitting around for a while.
It depends. When you're, the roles I've now that I have a manager that we accept now, supporting lead, more roles like that, there's less sitting around for me. It's consistent. I have to, change, do this, have makeup, blah, blah. I'm constantly moving. But when I was doing backgrounds, like I sat there for the HBO Max one. I sat there for, it was almost 12 hours before I did my little part.
12 hours.
But I mean, they
sit
take
in.
care of you. You're, I mean, they feed you. They are very kind to you. All of that stuff. But you're waiting. So,
Wow.
yeah.
All right, and then so our second one that you gave us is which one? This is the
6 months part 2.
Yeah, 6 months part 2.
What do you do when you only have 6 months left to live? And only one very important thing left to do on your bucket list. How do you decide? Coming soon.
This one caught my eye. I like
Yeah.
this one. It was like, that's kind of crazy. I was like, 6 months. All right, I get it.
Yeah.
So I really liked that one. So tell us a little bit about that.
So that one is a short.
Okay.
That's by Jason Jones, and he's done a couple. He just did. I believe he just wrapped a film called Obsession as well, a short, and then he's gonna be going on to doing a feature film.
Okay.
Great guy and new to the industry, so also getting himself out there and whatnot. He wrote that and directed it and whatnot. I don't have a lot to show anybody until next year. I don't have a lot of trailers
This
or
one's
whatnot.
coming out next year?
This one should be coming out shortly.
Oh, shortly?
That's a
Okay.
short.
Okay,
so that
yeah.
all of these ones are more,
What's the typical length of a short?
It depends. Some can be like 7 minutes. Some can be like 25 minutes.
Okay.
It just depends on the production and the writer.
Okay. But but probably no more than the 30 minutes or so?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, not usually,
Yeah,
no.
so it
Yeah.
keeps them pretty, that's why it's called short,
And
right?
a lot of people in the industry, they will start with a short,
Okay.
and then turn that into a feature at some point.
Oh,
So
wow.
they kind of do that as an introduction, and then they haven't decided yet, or am I going to, turn this into a feature and something bigger? So
Interesting.
That's
So
why you'll
this-
see a lot of shorts in the
Oh, wow.
industry, because they could become something else. 115 Grains was originally a short. And then I believe it was a couple of years later, now they've made a feature, and that one's going to be huge. That one, they've put a lot of, it's a well-known one.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of cool. I didn't really think about that because you started out with something, a small little story, and then blow it into something.
Right. It
to a whole
depends. Well, a lot of
film.
people, they'll put their work out and be like, does anybody like this?
Right.
Like, what feedback am I getting? And then if it gets good reviews, then they're like, all right, let's turn it into a feature.
That's pretty cool.
Or people will reach out, other production people, and be like, we got to do something with this.
So if you were somebody who was looking to get into, there's obviously people, because, and I talk to a lot of different people, like if they're looking to get into the business, or they're
Okay.
looking to become an actor or a producer or a director, it's like, there's a lot of people out there like, it's like, I'm a nobody, I don't really have, how do I get started? So
Yep. Okay.
well,
Mine was kind of an accident, like I was telling you walking
Right.
in here.
Right.
I had no idea that I was ever going to act. I didn't even know I was going to be good at it. At this point, my confidence has grown, and I do take my roles very seriously. I do a lot of research on situations and whatnot. I get into character really deep. They're like my little babies, my projects. My characters are my little babies. I put 1,000% into them. But at the beginning, I had no idea that this was going to be something that I even cared about in life.
right.
Mine was an accident. What I would say for others is check out a lot of Facebook casting calls, groups. There's a lot of apps. Look for look up what's safe, good apps, correct ones. Get some background roles. Pay attention while you're on set. Watch the leads. Watch everything around you. Take everything in. Be a sponge. Learn as much as possible. Get on indie films. Work your way up with smaller roles till you're more comfortable learning and whatnot. Take acting classes, which I have not done. But that's what I would recommend.
Awesome. So I know you brought some couple other ones. So let's take a look at the one, because you got this one here. So this one is, which one is this?
Blood Money.
So this is Blood Money. So this is a movie. This is a film coming out next year, or?
We're going to be filming it next year. I'm in this one, and I'm also a producer on it with Chad Shaver. He's also a business partner of mine. We have production.
Okay.
This is our first big baby on this one.
Okay. So now this would be a full feature, or would this be
full
a
feature?
Full feature. So when you talk full feature, what's the average length?
I think this one's probably going to be around an hour and 45 minutes, maybe 47 minutes.
And so, where do you, now, as far as the storyline, before we get into that, how do you know where you want to film? Like, because I'm always interested, like, okay, because I mean, obviously you need a location,
Yes.
you need to figure out all the logistics of all this. So how does that work?
Okay, well, once you have your scenes down, you have everything written, and you break everything down to specific scenes, then, okay, this is what I need. Like, I need a club. I need a club scene, or I need like a warehouse, and then you kind of go from there. There are some places. There's one place, I'll do like a little name drop shout out to a studio lot in Orlando. They have a few different scenes in one big building, so people could rent this space and have multiple, things to work with. Some people use that. We may be using that for some of the scenes. Other ones, renting spaces and whatnot.
Because that could probably be sometimes maybe the tough part, right? To find a place to use.
It's not as hard as I thought it would be coming into this, because now that I'm on that side of it, where I do have to help find these locations, it's much easier than I thought it would be. The funding is the hardest part, the funding for films, and the, funding.
Especially when you're starting and trying to get,
Yes.
so, well, where is that? I mean, do you do like a GoFundMe page? Do you do?
They have different kinds of ways to, you can get investors.
Okay.
Or you can do stuff, there's lots of different places. Indiegogo is one of them for indie film.
Okay.
It's kind of like a GoFundMe, but for indie film, it's donations and whatnot. A lot of people do different things. Like, we're going to be holding a huge fundraising event in October. It's going to be a Blood Money murder mystery dinner / costume ball event. We're going to have a DJ and dinner and music, and everybody that comes is going to be like part of the murder mystery.
Well, that's cool.
So
That's
we're
kind of
doing-
a cool idea.
Yes, and then we're doing like raffles on baskets and whatnot, and so that's going to be our big fundraiser for this one.
That's creative, because that's a good way to do it. So you get enough people in and donate and that kind of thing. Okay. I'm going to watch this one.
All right.
That's kind of a badass trailer.
Thank you. It's actually just our teaser trailer. We're filming
I'm ready to watch it.
Awesome. Awesome.
No.
Well, I'll send you passes to the premiere when we do it.
So tell me a little. You want to tell me a little bit about it, or can you give away a little bit about it?
Yeah, I can tell you some about that.
Did you write this?
I helped write in it, but
Okay.
I did not write the whole thing. No.
Okay,
Chad.
gotcha.
Chad is he started writing. He wrote a short for it.
Okay.
I think like 10 or 12 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And it became
This?
yes.
Okay, being a full
and
thing.
he approached me, and I ended up helping rewrite some things with him, and him and I are actually writing 3 other films right now together. So
You guys are staying busy.
yeah, a little too busy for my own good sometimes.
Because you got, like you said, I think you told me, was it like 50 different things you got going on right now?
Not right now. I've
No.
finished some of those.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, I think I have 52 IMDb credits right now, and I've finished some of them. I have a lot
Not going on.
in the
Okay.
future. Yeah. And a lot of projects I haven't announced yet. So.
Okay. So tell us, you want to give us a little background on that one?
Yes. Oh, okay. So that's our teaser trailer. We're filming our real trailer on, I think, the 21st of September.
Okay.
So that's actually going to have Tony Palace, Zachary, and myself in it. So Blood Money is basically like Miami Vice meets Departed.
Okay.
It's really good.
I like that.
Very excited
That's
about
cool.
this one.
So the trailer's pretty cool. And then you've got another one that you sent to us as well.
Yes.
Let's check that one out.
Can you find me? I'm here. Don't be afraid. Come with me. I will show you where I play hide and seek. Do you want to play hide and seek? You hide, and I'll find you.
Do you want to play hide and seek?
So what was the name of that one?
Come Find Me.
Come Find Me? Okay.
And those were actually my childhood photos.
Oh, are they? Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So this one here, did you help write that one?
Yes. Joe Fame and myself were writing that one together. He's from Fear Fame Productions. I work a lot with him and a lot of his actors. It's a small community and a big community at the same time in Florida film. So we meet a lot of each other, the same repeatedly. We run into each other a lot.
Okay.
So he does a lot of horror films, and he's trying to kind of expand that a little bit. But I've found a lot of good actors from him, and he's a great person to work with.
That's awesome. So this one will be another one that will come out next year?
Yes.
Or?
Yeah.
Okay,
that'll
gotcha.
be next year.
So you got like a lot of stuff coming on, right? So where do you see yourself going in the future? I mean, what's your ultimate goal?
I have no idea. I'm seeing where this takes me. Basically, like I said, I don't have a lot to show. I've done a lot this year. I don't know how, but it happened. But nothing comes out until October of this year or next year.
Okay.
Next year, I'll be able to show people what I've done. And then my manager says things are going to get real crazy at that point. I'm like, wait, it's already been crazy. What's going to happen next year? So I don't know. Well,
Right.
as far as this goes, I will happily ride that wave, but you never know.
Okay, gotcha. So tell me, because one of the things I saw is the stunts, and so that kind of intrigues me. You do your own stunts.
I do stunts, yes.
Okay, so what kind of crazy stunts have you done?
Well, I actually have 7 years Krav Maga hand-to-hand combat training experience.
Okay.
I am a student for them. I've also been doing knife throwing, archery. I shoot, so a little bit of everything.
You do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been weird like that. But so yeah, I get to do stunts in some films. And a lot of people come to me, I get more roles because I can do that stuff, which is nice because the more I can bring to the table, the more different things I can do, the higher chance I have of getting a role. I love stunt films. I love like assassin and spy roles. So
what's your favorite? Is that your favorite stunt, or like what's your favorite stunt that you've done so far?
my favorite stunt that I've done so far, I want to say it was with Trevor Sherwood and Chris Shue. I don't know if I said his last name right. I hope I did. But it was on a film that we did, and we all were hired on that. He was a stunt choreographer, and I got to do a really cool scene where it opens up to where everybody wakes up on a beach, and we're like, we don't know why we're there. And the people start just kind of fighting for survival. I get to do a really cool armbar on this gentleman and flip him and then bite his thumb off.
Oh, wow.
And spit it in his face.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's
nice.
fun.
So if you had to, if you were doing your ultimate film, what would you think? What would be your ultimate film?
Actually, I get to.
Okay.
With Domain Productions, Preston Walden, my manager as well, him and I are writing a couple of things. There's one of them, it's, since I can cuss, one of them's called The Bitch Won't Die.
Okay.
That is going to be a lot of stunts. We have As We Fall, which is going to, we just finished casting, almost fully finished casting for that. That she does a lot of torturing of men, so I get to do a lot of stunts in that. So my manager, knows, my personality and my stunt level, and throws a lot of that in his writing because he can use that. But he also throws things at me that I'm not experienced with. Like I just did Ding Dong Ditch, which was a completely different character I've never done, and it was completely serious and very hard. She was exhausting, and he's very happy with my performance. I was worried about it, that I was not going to be able to pull it off, but we got through it, and he's like, it's time for you to, try new things and level up, and hopefully I did.
Yeah, because I think I saw that you posted some of that on Facebook about that. You just recently did all that, right?
Yeah, that was last month.
Last month?
Yeah, we just finished that one last month.
So when will that one be airing? Is that...
Hopefully, he's trying to get that one out before the end of the year, so hopefully soon. I'm like, I just want to see something.
Right, you just want to see it all starting to come together, right?
Which is going to be mostly next year.
Mostly next year. So, because that's it. I think, it's funny when I hear actors and I hear people, it's like, they go and they record them and then they don't actually see it. It's like maybe a year or something later.
Yes, you wait a long time.
You wait a long time. It's like, I'm finally just now seeing it. I was like, wait a minute. What do you mean you're just now seeing it? It was like, you recorded it like a year ago. Yeah. But it takes that long to put it all together. The editing,
the music, everything. And that's crazy because I've only been doing this for 8 months, and I have nothing to watch your show for it yet.
So that's kind of crazy. 8 months and you've already done more than a lot of people, because I mean, it's, like I said, I know some people that do this, but like all of a sudden you seemed like you were like all over the place, and I was like, all right, here's this Heather girl, let's get her on the podcast.
I'm a very motivated individual.
So it's kind of cool to watch. It's kind of cool to see something like that take off, and that's why, like, I tell people, and why we do the podcast is like, look, you just never know. And if you follow your dreams, you follow whatever it is, and you find the right opportunity, you got to take it sometimes, right? Yeah. Because, and I know in acting and especially when you're starting out, I mean, the money's tough, right? Because you're not making a whole lot of money, but you're doing it because you love it,
right?
Right? I mean, I do this podcast. I don't make any money from it. I pay a lot of money for it.
But you love it.
But I love it, right? So it's like, but that's where you kind of find it. You got to find what you love to do. Mm-hmm. And, and I was like, so I like showing people like you. And I like showing people that, look, all right, here's what she did. She worked her butt off. She loves it, and it shows people that I can actually make something of myself if I work hard. And, and I love what I do. And so that's the whole point of these podcasts. And I really wanted to have that with you. So anything else you want to share with our listeners? Put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have 3 SAG films, which SAG is great.
Tell us what that is, because I have no idea.
SAG is it's basically the higher end films, ones that will probably end up in theaters or
nice.
Go. I mean, you never know. With an indie film, it could go very far. Blair Witch Project,
right.
That was one. But these are the bigger jobs and the nicely paid jobs.
Okay, gotcha.
So I have 3 of those. I'm very excited.
So I mean, that's kind of crazy, because to think about where you've come from.
Yeah,
in that
there's a lot of free work at the beginning.
Yeah, like a lot of free, right? You're working, and I see that because I have some of the actors I had, they've put me in some other groups, so I could kind of watch what people do. And I see there's a lot of casting calls. I think there was another one that I just saw somebody who's doing up in Tampa or something, and he's like non-paying. So there's a lot of we'll give you an IMDb credit, but it's non-paying. So
which we all have to do at the beginning to start, getting yourself
out there
and learning and getting experience.
Well, I think that's the thing, right? You got to start somewhere, and it just doesn't like, all right, well, when I started this podcast, I was like, I have no clue what the hell I'm doing.
Right.
I was like, I've never done a podcast. I had broadcasting school. I went to broadcasting school a long time ago, but I was like, but this is totally different. And you're sitting there having a conversation with somebody, but you learn, and if you find it and you do like it and it's your passion, the money, I think, and just in my opinion, the money's secondary, right? You get to figure out what you love to do, and you'd be happy to work for free. It's like, okay, well, I'm getting to do what I love, but hopefully eventually it will pay off.
Right.
And I think that's with any job that you do. I do mortgages. That's what pays the bills, right? So I do mortgages. When I first started, I didn't make hardly nothing when I first started. It's a commission-based job, and so... But I loved that job, so it's like eventually it worked, and so and then eventually maybe we'll see Heather on the
maybe
so, and the big screens and everything else. So all right, well, I appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Best of luck to you, and we'll be seeing you on the big screen here, I'm sure, certainly.
Thank you.
You can help support our podcast by checking out our Real Hustle gear. We have t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, hats, and more. Let everyone know that you're a real hustler, willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. You can check us out right now on realhustle.com. And right now, we are offering all of our listeners 10% off when you use the promo code PODCAST at checkout. Once again, that is PODCAST to receive 10% off your entire order.